Hey guys, today I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best open world games of all time. I'm going to be ranking these games based on how immersive the open world is, as well as if the game encourages exploration or not. So without further ado, let's get into it. At number 10 we have Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is a direct sequel to the very well received Spider-Man PS4, and it builds on it in many ways. One of the biggest improvements this game does over its predecessor is its open world and traversal. For one thing, this game's swinging is simply faster due to the PS5's SSD rather than the PS4's hard drive. This makes the added districts of Brooklyn and Queens easy to explore. Overall, this game is just one of those games where you don't want to use fast travel because the open world and traversal are so enjoyable. At number 9 we have Assassin's Creed Origins. Now I was debating whether putting Black Flag or Origins in this spot, but I think Origins slightly takes the edge in the open world department. Now, one of the things that makes this open world so good is that you can basically explore the entire country of Egypt. From the bustling streets of Alexandria to the Great Pyramids of Giza. This game's open world is one of the biggest and most immersive I've ever seen. And throughout the 30-hour story, you will be traversing most of it. Overall, this game provides an open world fantasy like no other game in the Assassin's Creed series, and it definitely deserves a place on this list. At number 8 we have Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima's open world is simply stunning. From forests to open fields, the island of Tsushima always has something new for you to explore, and the intricate combat system makes taking out Mongols all the more fun. Even just riding around the island of Tsushima on your horse is enjoyable in this game. This game also heavily encourages exploration because of its waypoint system. If you didn't know, in this game, rather than having a mini-map, there's a breeze that guides you to your destination. This makes the game all the more immersive. This game is overall amazing, and it does the feudal Japanese setting better than any other game has before, and I would highly recommend it. At number 7 we have Horizon Zero Dawn. In Horizon Zero Dawn, you play as Aloy in a post-apocalyptic world. You use your bow and arrow and other primitive weapons to fight robots. This game is simply stunning, and it just got a PC port, which means more people can play it. It also has a very well-written story with understandable characters. One of the best parts about this game is its combat, because you have to think strategically about how you're going to take out each robot. The robots usually roam in packs, so it's best to get them on their own first. There are some stealth elements, but mostly you just have to be strategic and target their weak points. Overall, Horizon Zero Dawn is an amazing action RPG and definitely deserves a spot on this list. At number 6 we have Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 got off to a rough start, but today it's one of the best open world games of all time. With Phantom Liberty coming out, this is the best time to play the game. Also, this game is one of, if not the most graphically impressive game of all time. From path tracing to ray tracing to DLSS, this game looks so good, it's basically a tech demo for Nvidia at this point. If you like futuristic open world games, this is probably the best game you're ever gonna get. This game had a rough start, but in 2024 it's one of the best open world games ever, and I would highly recommend it. At number 5 we have The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 is often renowned as the best RPG game of all time, and for good reason. One of the biggest draws of this game is its open world. From dense forests to populated towns, there's always something to explore in this game. This game also has a riveting story to complement its open world. The Witcher 3 also recently got a next-gen remaster, meaning its graphics look as beautiful as ever. Overall, The Witcher 3 is one of the best fantasy games of all time, and it shines as one of the best open world games of all time in addition to that. At number 4 we have GTA 5. GTA 5 is 10 years old, yet it still holds up extremely well to this day. It has a riveting story, amazing characters, and most of all, an amazing open world. The detail in this game is actually kind of scary. For example, in this game, the cashier remembers you and has different dialogue lines based on how you treated them. Overall, this game is one of the best open world games of all time, and I don't need to remind you of that. This is most people's favorite game of all time. Alright, we're about to get into the top 3, but before we do, if I could just please ask you guys to like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of March, and we're 3/4 of the way there, so it would really mean the world to me if you could help us get there. So without further ado, let's get back to the video. At number 3 we have Zelda Breath of the Wild. Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of the best open world games of all time. Breath of the Wild is a post-apocalyptic game where you fight for the freedom of the Kingdom of Hyrule. Don't let the fact that this game is made for kids fool you. This open world is one of the biggest and most immersive of all time. This game was made for Nintendo Switch, meaning it's not the most graphically impressive game of all time, however, it does have a charming art style. Overall, Zelda Breath of the Wild was a breath of fresh air for this series, and it serves as one of the best open world games of all time to this day. At number 2 we have Elden Ring. What is there to be said about this game that hasn't been said already? This game was awarded Game of the Year 2022, and for good reason. This is by far the best game in the Soulsborne series, and there are some really good games in that series. From Software took everything they learned from previous entries and crammed it all into one to make an experience that's absolutely amazing. However, I will warn you, this game does have a lot of the From Software trademark difficulty, but it is a rewarding experience. Overall, this game's open world and combat shine above all others in the series. At number 1, we have Red Dead Redemption 2. This game is simply amazing and set an insanely high standard for video games. In this game, you follow Arthur Morgan, who's an extremely compelling protagonist. You can also control the ending you get based on whether you play with low or high honor. Overall, most people that play this game think it's one of, if not the best game of all time, and it definitely deserves the #1 spot on this list. Alright, that'll be my list for the top 10 best open worlds of all time, but comment below, do you agree with my list? If not, what should I change? What's your favorite open world game of all time? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.